Bad Company 2 remastered confirmed.
Okay, so the rumors are Bad Company 3 is the next game from EA Dice. That's because you know how every year they have their annual bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
How it's Battlefield. Well, it was Battlefield and then Medal of Honor. Then it switched to Battlefield and Star Wars, I think.
Well, are we kind of including Respawn in that equation?
They ain't part of
Because
this
like
shit.
Titanfall. Well, yeah, Titanfall's not an annual thing. It was just
Yeah.
but
Well, we're going with that. Now, next year would be Battlefield again. Because last year it was Battlefield 1, right? It's already been a
it's
year.
been a year. I thought it's been longer than a year. I don't know, man. Yeah,
It has to be. I mean, Star Wars came out this year.
Okay.
Yeah. That was last year already, man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because that's when Infinite Warfare... Wait, it was Infinite Warfare? Yeah, that came out too.
Okay.
And this year was World War II.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
That makes fits.
So
the
next
timeline,
year's
I guess.
Battlefield. Has to.
Okay. So yeah, the rumor is from this. I got the article right here. Rumor is from the guy. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a guy that did this same leak, like, for Battlefield 1. He's the same guy.
I didn't remember. Or I didn't.
I actually do remember this. Like, I do remember reading articles about this guy, and his username is Almighty Dak, DAQ. He predicted not only the name of the Battlefield 1, he predicted the time era, and he even got file names for the maps correct.
File maintenance.
File names for the
file
maps.
names. That's
Correct.
Crazy.
So he's either an insider, like he's either a developer, or
Or a hack.
he knows a friend who
Yeah.
is a developer, is an insider.
Developers.
So the whole idea is that he's credible just because of his track record with Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, honestly, if he hasn't been fired, well, if he works for DICE and he hasn't been fired, then obviously they're all right with that. Unless he's that anonymous that they don't know who's leaking his stuff.
The
But
anonymous.
some part of me always thinks that these leaks too are kind of intentional for the most part. So here's what the article says exactly of what he's claiming. He claims that Bad Company 3 won't actually be modern day. I'm fine with that. But set between Vietnam and the end of the Cold War. So you're looking at like mid to late 60s all the way through 1989 essentially. It was like what the time period they could use if they wanted to.
It's weird.
Although apparently the game is not concerned with historical accuracy in its story at least, which that's fun because none of the Bad Company games, I don't know if you guys are fans of Bad Company, but none of them have been like historically accurate. They're all fiction, like heavily like fictitious.
But I do like the story.
Yeah, I do too.
Which, if it's not going to be the same cast, then that's a little disappointing.
Well, yeah, it won't be the same cast because
Fuck,
the cast
man.
from Bad Company 2, like that was
It's
like
fucking
modern
awesome.
day.
But they're Bad Company 1 and 2.
Yeah, that sucks. But as long as they keep with the same style, I don't care who's.
That's what I think about that. That's our new thing, man.
The multi.
Wait. I
What?
gotta say one more thing.
Okay.
That's bullshit. Because Bad Company 2 ended with a cliffhanger. Remember?
Oh, it did. Yeah, you're right.
Fuck, man.
Who knows, dude? Who knows what could happen?
This guy's a
Okay.
fucking fraud.
And he also alleges that the multiplayer will focus on smaller maps.
Yeah, that shit pisses me
Than the
off.
last Battlefields.
That's really scary.
But still have the traditional game modes like Conquest Rush, Operations, which is a Battlefield 1 mode. It's not even a classic Battlefield mode.
What's
Domination.
Operations again?
That's like the one. Operations, I think, are the one that you have like the huge phase wars with reinforcements and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They were kind of like
like
event based, like
the map keeps going.
Yeah, yeah. Where you have like I think 3 chances to get to the end, and then team deathmatch. But anyone who's like a hardcore Battlefield player never plays team deathmatch. He's claiming that there'll be at least be one new game mode, similar to Squad Obliteration from Battlefield 4. I didn't play Battlefield 4 longer than like 10 hours, so
Oh.
I don't know what they're talking about there. I don't like the whole small map thing either. That kind of pisses me off. Helicopters and tanks, that'll be kind of cool. But like, yeah, the small maps thing is the only thing I don't like about this, and I hope that's the one part of this like leak I hope is untrue, is because classically, like, it's the scope of the map that makes for like a completely like obnoxious, like ridiculous game. Like, essentially, like you're having like 1 mile long sniper battles, or you know just like having to strategically get your team from one part of the map to the next part quickly in a helicopter, in a vehicle, whatever it may be. That was always cool. It was always like I always thought that's what set it apart for the most part, other than like the ridiculous destructibility of the environment and all that. Like it needs big maps, honestly. It was like Atacama Desert was the map, dude. Or what was the one they had? The coastal one.
They're all really good.
Yeah, they all the maps in Bad Company 2 were amazing.
I remember, like, you would probably never get bored with any of the maps, from what I remember.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you wanna, with this video, do you wanna like go all out and talk about what we hope, or do you wanna save that for if it is a confirmed thing or not?
Oh, it's so hard. No, I think I full-heartedly want to believe that this is true.
All right.
So it's like,
No, let's just talk about everything.
it's hard for me to say what I want. What I want is I want a Bad Company to clone, an updated clone, basically.
Yeah.
That's all I want. And so that's so really shallow. It's a really shallow expectation I have. Like, I don't want it to be like the mainline Battlefield series, because Bad Company 2 was never like that. It was a game that did not take itself seriously. The campaign was hilarious.
Yeah.
The characters were very like comical.
Yeah.
And the stuff you were able to get away, the stuff like the exploits and the glitches they purposely left in the multiplayer, were meant to be like arcadey, meant to be fun and campy, like loading a ATV up with C4 and then driving it into the enemy base, dipping, and then detonating it, or the freaking the drone is like a freaking troll vehicle.
Dude, that I can't believe that's gone. I forgot about that. It was
like,
so good.
You have it doesn't make sense. You have a RC looking helicopter that shoots missiles out of it. Like, how like ridiculous can you get? Like,
and
in
a machine
multiplayer
gun.
And a machine gun.
So
yeah.
fun.
And
then
the destructibility.
Yeah.
Like, you could level anything and everything if you wanted to.
That's the thing that they pretty much got rid of.
Yeah.
This new Battlefield game, it's like.
And that's, if you want to make it more realistic, like, one thing I do like about Battlefield 1, I think Battlefield 1's destruction was better than some of the other ones, because you had to like knock out some of the actual support structures to the building for it to actually collapse. But I just miss, I just kind of miss the ridiculousness of it. Like, when you think of Bad Company 2, if you were like, if you logged in as many hours as like David and I did, David logged in more hours than I did, but we still played the hell out of it. And
for me, I think Bad Company 2 is hands down the best first-person shooter multiplayer I played online. Like, and that's just not even just nostalgia. That's just like literally like.
I'm trying to think, like,
it's the best from what I played.
That's hard. It's definitely top 3 for me. Like, just because like Halo 3 is always gonna be like.
There it is.
Super special, but like, I'm not an Xbox guy anymore. And then
no, don't say that.
What? I'm not. I promise. I don't want a system that only has 10 games on it.
No, they bet you they're gonna make a comeback next gen.
Yeah, hopefully. So Sony doesn't sleep on them and starts actually releasing good games. But like,
and then the other arcadey stuff, like the fucking slugs with the.
Oh my gosh, sniping with a shotgun,
dude!
That's hilarious.
That's fucking fun. I don't care if it's not realistic. It's fucking fun.
Yeah, exactly. The bullet drop. They had the bullet drop mechanic, and it's like there was a level of skill. Like, if you wanted to be ridiculous, you could. You had to learn how to do it. But what's another one I like to do?
I loved how you could throw C4s.
Yeah,
It was like a weird mechanic, but like if you jump and throw a C4, you could almost throw them.
there was just such an element of and this was the game too, where you actually walked up to the vehicle and got into
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
That was like one of the last Battlefields that did that. One of the last Battlefield type games that actually did that mechanic. Battlefield 3, there was a lot of close quarters maps in Battlefield 3, so it
Yeah.
wasn't as much. I know, like, thing I do remember about Battlefield 3 was it was like it started that hybrid thing to where you could spawn into the vehicle, but they also had vehicles you could too. That's beside the point. So, like, basically, like, I want them to make a game that doesn't take itself seriously. It doesn't need to be gritty. It doesn't need to be, it can have a good story because Bad Company 2 had a good story to it. It was just the characters were very relatable and very likable. When you get into, like, I don't know how to say it. Like, if you played Battlefield 3's campaign, for instance, like, there's no investment, like, into the character. Like,
Aw.
the World War II, Call of Duty World War II, that one is an example of a game that really immerses you into this character's like story, especially with his letters back home to his girlfriend and his relationship with his squad mates and stuff. Like, that's cool, but I just want to be able to run across the map. I want to play a whole game with the M1911 and not even care about it. Like, we used to do that. You used to be able to run up into a huge firefight and still be able to hold your own with a pistol. It doesn't need the balancing that a lot of, like, competitive games. And that's the thing, is, like, Bad Company 2 isn't a competitive shooter, in a sense. It's,
I'm still very competitive.
well, yeah, I mean, you still have competitive players. I'm just saying that it's not balanced for competitive play.
The other thing I loved about Bad Company 2 is every gun felt different and good though. Like they all felt unique and they all felt really great to.
One thing that I do remember about it is it was when Bad Company 2 came out, it was completely different than all other shooters on the market as far as like the way the guns felt and what it take to kill someone. You had to actually be a little bit more skilled with your shots in Bad Company 2 to kill people, and this was the time that this was the same time Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops were like really popular Call of Duty games, and you can go around and just run and gun and shoot. You could do that in Bad Company 2, but you got to be a little more skilled about it. Just because, like, I feel like even though everything else was ridiculous, it's like the shots on the people had to be like semi-realistic to kill them. So that was cool. Plus they had like Flak Jacket too, right? That was like one of the upgrades.
Oh yeah.
You
That
could
was a
get-
cool thing about Bad Company.
You could like everything
Everything
had
had, like, an
an
upgraded-
upgrade. Yeah,
you could upgrade shit.
yeah, and Flak Jacket you could like you take less damage and stuff, so you would know when you were shooting someone and they like didn't die right away or they didn't blow up from a grenade. You're like, this fool's got a Flak Jacket on. Everything was customizable for the most part, like scopes.
Yeah.
The scope system was amazing.
you
Obviously, like within reason, you could put scope or a sight on anything.
Yeah.
And the perks weren't perks per se. They were just through your attachments you got, through your attachments and upgrades. It gave your soldier a particular like loadout, and the fact that you could change it on the fly. That was one thing that set Bad Company 2 apart too. Is like in the game you can change your like loadout around, like something that a lot of other shooters don't let you do. I'm trying to think what else. We're talking about Bad Company 2, but like Bad Company 3, like we've been waiting
that's
for
what
this
I'm-
announcement for like
That's the
years.
thing that. How much are they limited though? Since if it's going back in time, like there's a lot of stuff they can't
Well,
use.
I mean, Vietnam, Cold War era. This is like the
Because there was that Vietnam DLC, remember?
yeah.
That was actually
Well, I
really
mean-
good too.
Honestly, like vehicle wise, it's not gonna be much different. Obviously, you're not gonna have like.
ATVs.
That's true. Well, depending on what era they pick from, like there were ATVs in the 80s, so it's like definitely helicopters. Vietnam was the era of the helicopter. So Jets are still there. I mean, you essentially have everything. It's gonna, honestly, it's going to have a lot of the stuff that Bad Company 2 had, I would imagine. But, like, obviously no M95 probably. Obviously, it still is going to have the M16. The M16 was, like, standard issue for Vietnam era soldiers. So, anyway, I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be really cool. I mean, I think the campaign could be really cool. This is interesting time politically for you to make a Cold War game because, you know, we are still kind of like, you know, half the country thinks that the president's, you know, buddy with, you know, Putin, and then the other half of the country is just like, no, like Russia's horrible, yada yada yada. So I don't know. I mean, we still, you know, Cold War is also an interesting time to study for history just in general. So, yeah, I would love to see what they do with the campaign, but honestly, I just want the multi. I'm like more hyped for the multiplayer to be like, is it gonna be that fun, ridiculous thing where you can just like, I mean, the game's like, I don't know if you like ever looked at it this way, but it was like a sandbox. Like the multiplayer was a sandbox. Basically, you can do whatever. You have the time. If you wanted to win the game, obviously you wanted to play the objective, but it was so expansive, it was so humongous that it's like you couldn't help but to get sidetracked and just do stupid stuff sometimes when you got bored.
Yeah.
And it's like that in itself was like really cool.
I think the thing I really missed too from Bad Company 2 is that, like, I don't really remember in Battlefield 3 or 4, but I know most people don't even like. It's almost not even really. You know when people die and then you pick up their loadout and shit.
Yeah.
Like that was actually a cool thing to do in.
Dog tags.
Well, not just like to pick up their like loadout and keep fighting with it.
Yeah.
That was like an actual like strategy in that game. Because when you would, I don't know, it was just so fun. But now it's like most people don't even do that anymore. Like most people today, most people will not pick up a med class and revive someone else with it.
Yeah.
That was actually a thing you would do in Bad Company too.
That was something when we played Battlefield 1 that I will occasionally do still. Just for
I try to do it, but I feel like nobody else does.
No one else does. And
even with like the ammo crates, like someone you would pick up a loadout that had an ammo crate, drop the ammo crate, and then switch back.
Yeah.
See, that shit was legit, but now it's like nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, that's just one of the many like one of those many little different like nuanced things about the game that was really interesting. Like I said, the things I think we expect are a game that's going to be guided by just straight fun, not like you're not going to be looking for anything. Obviously, no loot boxes, none of that bullcrap. But like, you want a game that's fun and you want map design to be like at the top of its game.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what the community is like. What's the public opinion on this? Because, you know, we've always run across forums and stuff where, you know, someone will publish an article. Like there was one famous one that's like why Battlefield won't make Bad Company 3. That was an article I read one time, and it was like you had a bunch of people in the threads that were pissed off because you're just like, no, we actually do like this.
Wasn't it because what was the reason? Like there wasn't enough demand or something like that?
Something like that. I don't remember. I just remember that pissed me off because it's like, I feel like that community that played that game, it's like, it was just a fun game. That's the best descriptive word I have. It's like, it was just fun. Even if you lost, you still had a fun time, like in the process. And then like, and that's obviously like when you played Conquest and stuff. That's when the map was huge. When you played Rush, that's when it was a little more competitive because you're just like, when you get to those MCOM stations and stuff, it gets crazy.
I think it's the best part. One of the very high parts about Bad Company 2 is the maps were so good.
Yeah. One of my favorite ones on a Rush was the jungle one. That was on the coast, and like you start off at the base and everyone's rolling through the jungle with the ATVs and stuff.
Yeah.
The other team's meeting you there. That one was a really cool map. The snow map was really cool in the mountains. Atacama Desert is like a classic one. That one's humongous.
And I remember they also brought some from Bad Company 1.
Mm.
And those were really cool. There's one where it was like it was in the water. It was somewhat in the water.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so good. All those maps are so good.
Gosh, man.
Yeah. Because like if they don't make it play or are as isn't if it's not like as fun as Bad Company 2 or like less serious, it's like why even make a Bad Company 3? Like why not just make a Battlefield 5?
Yeah,
at that point?
that's it. I think that's the biggest thing I think that you and I are both scared about is that it's like we don't want a Battlefield 2 or a Battlefield 5, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
with the Bad Company name, basically.
Exactly. It's like
Like the Bad Company name with it brings this idea that this isn't.
it's much more arcadey.
Yeah, this is a more casual, fun experience. Unless you play Rush. Rush is a totally competitive experience, and like because I remember being pissed off. That was like the first game I think where like the rage is so deep against your teammates because it's not like Call of Duty because Call of Duty is a one-man show. Like you can be a one-man show in Call of Duty and carry a team. In pretty much virtually any Battlefield game, you can't do that. David was good enough to where he could do that in Bad Company 2. I was never that good, but like as a rule of thumb, it's like if your team sucks on any objective-based game, this is like gets back to our Battlefront.
Fuck
Yeah,
that game.
yeah. Battlefront, like any and that's the downfall to DICE Battlefield franchises. It's like if you have idiots that don't understand that there's an objective to like a winning condition, and they don't want to fulfill that from the get-go. You're just like, why? Like, why are you even alive? Why are you even breathing right now?
I'm forgetting. So in Battlefield 1, you could talk to your teammates, but is it the whole team or just the squad?
Just a squad, unfortunately. That and Bad Company 2 was the same way, wasn't it?
I think so.
I don't remember now. It's been forever.
I think
Time to boot up the PS3. Let's check it out.
Right. I think if you weren't in a squad, you could talk to the whole team. I think that was it. But then it's better to be in a squad.
Yeah, everyone did the squad just because you can spawn on people.
Man, such a good game.
Oh yeah, and in Bad Company 2, they had the you could set down the spawner too. Do you remember that? You could set down like a spawn beacon.
Can you?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I think that was in Bad Company 2.
I know Battlefield 3 had it.
I think Bad Company 2 had it.
Hmm.
Where it's like, yeah, they could either spawn on you or you could set up a more strategic location.
But the thing I do really miss about another thing I miss about Bad Company 2 is the motion sensing mines and the binoculars, the airstrike. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, like the orbital strike sort of thing?
So
Yeah, the mortar
awesome.
strike, yeah.
Yeah, the mortar strike, there you go.
Um,
But that's the thing, is like if it's going back in time, can they even put that in? Maybe.
well,
I
mortar
guess.
strike, of course. They've been
Yeah.
using mortar since World War II.
Just bring back the mortar strikes. That's so fucking awesome. They got rid of that shit in Battlefront also.
Mortar strike, see, but here's the problem. I think here's the issue with this. When we played games back then, the online culture, was not what it was today. Like, I'm talking about, like... Okay, let's take Battlefront for example. This is a perfect example. Oh my gosh, there's loot boxes that I can buy. We're gonna freaking petition and whine and complain about this and bitch and get a petition signed and protest, boycott the game. And then what happens is the company responds by, making these swift moves to try to, save their sales. I can see this crap. This is what I hate about balancing. Is a Bad Company 2, like I said earlier, there were some intentional things that they left unbalanced. The mortar strike, I'm going to tell you right now, is broken because of how quick the respawn time was on it. The cooldown, how quick the cooldown rate was on it. You could literally just stand there and support your team by standing, like, laying on a mountain and then just, like, one building until it's destroyed. And then
So
like,
awesome.
next building. whole town's destroyed now. I'm
Fucking
like,
love
sweet.
that.
I'm gonna go strap some C4 to the drone now, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna take it in.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah,
too.
that
I
was
remember
cool
that.
too. That they nerfed that.
Yeah.
They nerfed that eventually.
Yeah.
That was a cool one. I know Bao, when he used to play this, we used to do that with him.
Yeah.
And gosh, man, like, and see, this is what I'm saying is like they would have to really stick to their guns about being ridiculous
Yeah.
and not listen to people being like, this game's unbalanced, like this game's stupid, like, you know, I'm not playing this game again. It's like, okay, go away, go back to your, you know, your Overwatch or whatever it is. Like, I don't know, like I'm just worried that in today's like culture of like everyone whines online and takes it out and tries to, you know, wants to be heard and wants to be important. It's like I just am so skeptical that it could work the way we experienced it when we were kids. Because it's like, yeah, like it was like someone who plays Minecraft for the first time in a sense. I'm not a huge Minecraft fan, but it's that level of like, man, what can I do different this round? Like I want to try that out. And then we'd watch videos too on YouTube, and it'd be like someone tried this like weird thing. Like, oh, that's totally awesome! Like we're gonna try that on, you know, next round. We talk about it at school, whatever, and then you know, you'd have a good time. Like, you know, when it comes to like more competitive like games like Overwatch or I almost said Lawbreakers, but
That's a game.
it's dead.
I'd still play that. Make it free to play. Shit.
But what I'm saying is that, you know, it's more than just trying to get good at pre-firing or whatever the skill is, or hip firing, quick scoping. It's not like that. It's a game that you can really just, I guess the best way I could say, it's a game you could lay down and play. Like, I don't know if that resonates with you, but like when you're in the zone, like I can't lay down and play a video game. With Back 22, I can just lay back and be like, this is so sweet. Like this, like I'm not even contributing anything. I'm just like dicking around in the back. But like other people were too, so you didn't feel bad about it. Unless you're playing with David, and then you're like, yeah.
The other thing I think we kind of touched it is that the whole loadout thing is that I think you could put iron sights on every sniper rifle.
Oh,
That shit was fucking
yeah.
awesome. I wish you could do that again. It's really fun.
I'm trying to think what else.
And I know I don't really see it much in the newer games, but in Bad Company 2, when like a Humvee would drive over a mine, it would just like fly.
Oh,
That
that's
shit
right.
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
awesome. That I don't see that shit anymore.
The physics and stuff in the game were really interesting. So, one more thing he says on here is that the battle pack system in Battlefield 1 will return. I don't know if you guys... The cool thing about the battle pack system...
the loot boxes?
Yeah, the cool thing about the battle pack system is it's all aesthetic. You know, except unless you pull the special parts to craft the, you know, the melee weapons.
Yeah.
But in reality, the melee weapons didn't have stats that were horribly better than, you know, crazy amounts, like better than, you know, the default melee weapons or the ones you'd buy with normal currency. So he's saying that may return, but microtransactions won't. Which, if EA's smart, they'll just get the hell away from microtransactions. But
No way.
yeah, I'm waiting for them to announce that they're going to bring them back to Battlefront 2.
Yeah. That's kind of...
By the way, watch our Battlefront 2 review.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm totally stoked for this. I hope we see something in E3 at the very latest, maybe, or soonest, whatever.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I mean, apparently, I think that's one of his other announcements. Yeah, the game will supposedly, like allegedly, be at E3 next year, ahead of a Christmas 2018 release. I doubt the release date. I think I would be totally stoked to see it at E3 though. Like that would be probably one of the
But you
greatest
doubt
announcements.
it's coming out next year?
Yeah, I doubt that it'll come out on Christmas. No way. I mean, this will be the biggest kept secret.
When do you think it's coming out then?
Maybe 2019?
Hell no.
Heck yeah,
You're
man.
not skipping a year?
No, they'll release something else.
No. There's no fucking way.
Alright.
No. fucking-
Respawn Star Wars game. has to be announced sometime next year.
Yeah, but what's coming out next year for them? They have nothing yet.
EA's in control of everything apparently, so they're one of like the monopolies of gaming right now. So
The other thing I want to talk about is how Bad Company 2 didn't have proning.
it's fine with me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, would you want it the same for Bad Company 3? No proning.
I'm trying to think. Proning is like. How do you think about this? There's proning in Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
Dang it, that's hard. It would depend on map design because in Bad Company 2, I don't remember there being obstacles where I was pissed that there wasn't proning. I remember there being, like, it was set up intentionally to where you could crouch and you'd be semi-covered. Proning is like that last thing. It's like if you're trying to be reconnaissance or whatever, it's like...
A Wookiee.
Sure, like lay in the grass, whatever. I don't care either way, honestly. I don't really have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, the things that I just want to see like an updated... Honestly, if they remastered Bad Company 2, I'd be stoked for that, too.
I know.
Like, that's how much I love that game.
Yeah, that's why I don't play it anymore, because it's kind of dead now.
Yeah.
At least on the PS3.
Yeah, it's dead. I don't want to play on the DualShock 3 anymore. Like, but it's like...
But even if they remastered that game would be so fun.
So we'll see how credible this guy's report is. Actually, I was stoked when I saw this. This hit the news. This hit the news about 2 days ago. By the time this video's up, maybe three days ago.
So he says it's gonna be at E3 or it's gonna be announced at E3.
It's going to be announced at E3 and then ahead of a release date for Christmas of next year.
That's a long wait.
Yeah, right.
It is. For an announcement?
Oh yeah, but I mean,
I was hoping at least like GDC or something.
I think I was stoked when I saw this. I remember you told me about this. And then, he saw it on GameSpot, and then the article that I'm using for this video is Metro. I think it's a UK website. Yeah.
Metro UPS.
It's a Metro, news, entertainment news kind of website in the UK. But yeah, as far as shooters go, that would, honestly, as much as I like Star Wars, it would totally shit all over Battlefront 2.
Yeah. Voice chat alone is enough.
Yeah, give us an M rating too.
Of course.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about, because we don't really have a lot of friends online, but when we do,
we don't have friends that game nearly as much as we do, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But when there's voice chat, sometimes you come across these cool guys that
and then you friend them, and then you're like, hey, if you're ever on, there's this guy we play with on PSN, Metal Gear Trusty.
If you're watching this.
But
even if you don't befriend him, sometimes you're just a cool guy.
Yeah, I'm just a cool guy.
Just play with for a few rounds. Yeah, exactly.
No,
you can't even fucking do that in Battlefront 2.
It's that's another thing I think people discount about voice chat. This can be a critique of the whole video game industry, is that there is a social component to voice chat that you definitely leave out when you're like, oh, we can't rate online interactions, so we're just gonna leave it out to be safe. I'm like, get your kid off my damn game then. I don't care, gosh. I don't want to get in that talk. I don't want to get into that. I'm not going to say that.
That's a whole nother topic.
No. Oh, I was going to talk about transgender people, but I wasn't going to say that. You can just beep that out. Beep.
Shit.
But yeah. So.
I guess tell us what you...
I give this announcement a 10 out of 10.
Not yet.
No, so, I guess...
What are your thoughts on these rumors? What do you want? Bad Company 3, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I already said that, man. I like the rumors.
No, I meant,
Oh.
I meant the people watching. Shit.
Should have had a Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think. If you've never played Bad Company 2,
Don't.
get the fuck out of our channel.
Fuck. Well, there's no way they're watching.
Unsubscribe, go play it, then resubscribe.
Man.
Yeah, but no, seriously. If there's any young people watching this and you've never played Bad Company 2 and you have access to a PS3, play that game. Like, just, even if it's just a campaign, just play the game.
Or a PC.
Do they have it on PC?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, play it on PC.
I think it's better on PC.
It's better on PC, yeah. You'll get better graphical stuff. Yeah. Do you think the rumors are true? Do you think they're bullshit? A little bit of both. And what do you want? What do you want from the game when it comes out? Let us know. Happy holidays.
This should be our sign out from now on. Just fuck it. That's our new sign out.